We are also joined by Uri Rosenthal, is a foreign minister of this country, and has made a huge commitment, personally and professionally in the Netherlands, to open and free speech. And at his organization, it was his idea, it was his team that made this possible. It is my privilege, Minister, to introduce you for some comments to our audience on something that we jointly care a great deal about. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. And of course, you embarrassed me heavily by talking me into speaking without notes. I have notes today. Sometimes I'm doing it without notes, but anyhow, let's proceed. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, of course, a warm welcome to this conference on Freedom Online. And definitely, I'm delighted that my esteemed colleague, US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is with us here tonight. And welcome Hillary once more to The Hague, City of Peace and Justice. And I would also like to extend a warm welcome to my colleagues from other countries like Carl Bildt from Sweden, Urma Spat from Estonia, Minister Pogisho from Kenya, and Minister Idrisu from Ghana. And last but not least, it's in my notes, Eric, I'm sorry, a special welcome to you as the Chief Executive Chairman of Google. And thank you for hosting this event tonight, together with, let me not forget it, Free Press Unlimited. And this joint event, ladies and gentlemen, testifies to the need for a comprehensive approach to freedom online. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for centuries, freedom of speech has been the driver of democracy, and the fight to ascertain it continues. In the last decades, however, it has taken on an extra dimension, that of freedom online. Freedom of speech online is surely as crucial today as freedom of speech offline. And it directly derives from Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The new factor, though, is novel technology and, indeed, a much faster pace. Internet, indeed, compresses time and space. It is with us immediately, and it is immediately with us from all over the globe. As it used to take days in previous times, or even months, to mobilize the masses, texting crowds and flash mobs today organize protests instantaneously. And online technology is a catalyst, as we have seen so vividly in the Arab awakening, which started largely online. But, dear attendants, unfortunately, censorship techniques are still being used massively in some countries against online voices. Just last Sunday, there was the arrest of Syrian-American blogger Razan Ghazavi, and that sort of things is a worrying example of how freedom on the net is under increasing threat. Tight control on the internet impinges upon our freedom of speech, our freedom of association, and freedom of assembly. And unfortunately, today, off-the-shelf surveillance technologies, both hardware and software, do sell, and they do sell intensely and extensively. We are talking here about hacking, tapping, and monitoring software. And we are talking here about devices enabling governments to filter, block, and infect people's computers and cell phones. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other hand, online technology can make life difficult for those exercising censorship. We should not make their life easier by providing them with filter technology. And here I do strongly believe, with, for instance, Google, in corporate social responsibility. I strongly believe in codes of conduct, such as the Global Network Initiative, the Internet Rights and Principles Coalition, and not to forget the Silicon Valley Standard. Several IT companies and search engines, and apart from Google, for instance, Yahoo, have already taken excellent initiatives. And then, for example, Google and Twitter, which quite concretely, during the uprising, helped Egyptians tell the world what was going on by converting voicemail into tweets, a very enabling device. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no time for half-hearted solutions. It is vital that our technology will not become complicit in human rights abuses. I say it clearly and loudly here. Therefore, export of certain technologies to certain countries must simply be prohibited if we know that they will be used to limit freedoms. We are worried about a proliferation of internet filter technologies reaching repressive environments. As a government, it is our responsibility to prevent that. And we must take inspiration from the existing initiatives such as the Global Online Freedom Act. For its part, the Dutch government has requested the European Commission to include such technology under the EU dual-use regulation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Netherlands is ambitious about freedoms online, about protecting them in the fullest sense possible. Last June, the Dutch Parliament was the first in Europe and the second in the world to adopt a net neutrality law. The Dutch government is determined to step up its efforts to aid online people who face persecution, and we also want to step up our endeavors with regard to NGOs which suffer from censorship. For that matter, the Dutch government is allocating €1 million to support projects providing backup internet solutions and mesh networks and rapid response mechanisms to bloggers and others in repressive environments. Over the next 4 years, €5 million from our Human Rights Fund will go towards projects promoting internet freedom. And targeted countries include, for instance, Zimbabwe, Syria, and Iran. With my foreign affairs colleagues here today and tomorrow, I intend to establish a coalition of states which will share information on the violation of freedom online. The coalition will support individuals, particularly those operating in repressive environments, in their exercise of human rights through the internet. The coalition will indeed cooperate closely with international and regional NGOs, ICT businesses, the academic community, civil society, and indeed other like-minded governments. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel confident that we have the right spirit to come up with viable answers to the questions before us tonight and tomorrow. One, how can we really ensure that freedom of expression online will be guaranteed? Secondly, what is the role of businesses in keeping the internet open? And thirdly, what lessons can we learn from the experiences of bloggers and all those other online voices? To conclude, the internet is a public space par excellence, and we should honor it and we should protect it. Thank you so much. And let me then add something, and not something small. Secretary Clinton's views on the promotion of freedom online have been truly inspiring. Secretary Clinton has been a leader with regard to freedom online. And if only for that matter, but for so much more, I would like to welcome you here on the stage to share your vision with us.